Hey guys, it's Cthulthu here. So here I am at Mithril Dragons, and I've got a task of 26 to kill, but I'm coming towards the end of that, so I wouldn't be surprised if it ended in the next few tasks, but a few kills rather. But at least I'll be able to get a new task in this clip as well. So the reason I started the video here is because it's I'm doing quite a few new things today in this video. So the first new thing that I'm doing is actually maging Mithril Dragons, and so far it seems to be a pretty decent method. I don't know if I'd use it over killing them with the rapier, but who knows? But yeah, so it's the first time I believe so anyway, because when Mithril Dragons initially came out, I used Fraps because of its ability to hit through defense. Obviously, there was a problem with it hitting me with Dragonfire. I don't actually remember how I combated that. I think I just used a normal anti-fire, because I don't think we had super anti-fires back then, and I think I just dealt with whatever damage it did onto me whenever it would hit with Dragonfire. But yeah, I think the anti-fire took care of most of it anyway, so it wasn't too much of a problem. And plus I melee'd it obviously, so it wasn't like that it used Dragonfire too often. And then after that, it was established that the best method seemed to be ranging it with ruby and diamond bolts. You'd get through half the health with the ruby bolts, and then finish off with diamond again for its ability to hit through defense. And then after that, I must have used my chaotic weapon, so longsword first, and soon after rapier. But yeah, I don't believe I've ever maged these guys, and hopefully, as you saw from just those few kills, I think it was only 2 or 3 kills, wasn't it? Was it even 2 kills? It did seem to work pretty well, probably just as well as rapier. I'd say rapier probably had just about a little bit of an edge over the mage. But yeah, so that's the first thing I'm doing. The second thing I'm doing that's new is using the polypore staff. So I quite like the staff. I like its ability to I like the fact that you don't have to have a certain spell book open. You can just use its default spells. It took me about a minute to realise that was the case, because I had ancients on. I couldn't see the spell there, so I turned it on to normals. Couldn't see the spell there, so I thought, well, maybe just maybe, if I just attack a creature, it will automatically use its default spell and it won't melee, and that was the case, as I'm sure most of you know already, but that was how I discovered it. And yeah, so it really seems like a really strong spell, but also a very cheap one. I think it's something like 143 GP per task, but per spell rather, I meant to say. But the great thing about it also is that you get so many polypore spores as long as you do your Gryphilic and your Ganodermic creature tasks, that you probably will never have to pay a penny for those spells, because you'll be able to recover, that staff straight away by the polypore spores that you get. So yeah, I'm loving the staff, and I'll probably use it over chaotic staff now, which is a big decision, I guess, because I mean, it is a hard staff to get, but at the end of the day, it's not a staff that I really need anymore. And then let's see, and then the other two things. Firstly, I'm using Augury for the first time. I only got that as part of needing it for the completion escape, so it's the first time I've actually put it to use. And that, along with the Ganodermic, gives me a huge amount of magic defense. That's really nice. And then there's also the Seer's Ring imbued. It's a minor difference, but it's the first time I've used it since doing mobilizing armies in the last vlog. So there you go. That's my next task. Bitter Mages, 227 of them. Now I don't know if I really want to do them. I'm going to do them this time around, but I don't know if I'll do them in the future, because really the only reason to do these guys, to kill these guys, is because of the dragon boots they drop. But I believe that dragon boots are now worth less than 100k, which, let's face it, should have been that way quite a long time ago, but it's taken some time for it to get to that price. So don't know if I want to do this task again, but we'll see. So on to the next clip. Hey guys, it's my first time here at Mutated Jadinkos, and I got an effigy straight away. I haven't been here that long actually. Still got 144 to kill, probably just a few less than that now. But yeah, so still got a long way to go. I completely underestimated these guys, and oh my god, what am I doing? What am I doing? There we go. Okay, back on track. Yeah, I completely underestimated these guys. I have no idea how I was killing them on the first day without realizing how strong they are, but they are strong, and you are seeing that. You are seeing that in this video right now, because I'm getting clawed to death. I don't know if they hit that often actually, but one thing is for sure, and that is when they hit, they can devastate you. They can do 300s, they can probably get pretty close to 400s. like I said, this is my first trip here, and yet this is kind of my second trip here, because I died on my first trip. I naively thought that I could go and AFK one kill while I went and got a drink, and I didn't have Soul Split on, and the next thing I know, I'm dead. So if there's one thing I know about these guys, is that it's not to take them lightly. It is definitely to come here with everything that you've got going for you, especially in terms of defense. This is one of the scenarios where maybe the Dragon Defender isn't the best item to bring, and maybe Torva actually has some value down here as well. I remember on the first day I was actually maging them, so that's probably why I didn't have so much of an issue, because I could mage prey from a distance, and I could blood barrage these guys, which I believe I was doing as well. And yeah, so I think that's why it seemed easier on the first day. But killing them now, I can definitely see that they are not to be taken lightly at all. They will 3-hit you if you give them a chance. And again, I'm giving them a chance. What is going on? I need to make sure this prey does not go down. If you can save your Reverence Aura for this task, I definitely recommend you do. I'm having to work it out myself. Where would I really like to be able to use Reverence? You know, what kind of tasks where I don't want to take too many prayer potions, because maybe I want to pick up drops or something like that. And whatever the case may be, this is definitely one of the scenarios where I would want to save Reverence for this task. But that's always not going to be the case, unfortunately. But yeah, you definitely have to keep an eye on your prayer, or bring Virax perhaps, because obviously that should help somewhat in lowering the amount of prayer you're using at the time. But yeah, even with prayer renewal and prayer pots, I'm still not 100% on the prayers. And yes, I mean, this scenario right now where I'm killing the Jizinko, I've got full health. I could turn that Soul Split off to try and save some prayer. But you never know what's going to happen. These guys can quite easily 3-hit you, quite easily, I think. And they have killed me, so why wouldn't I believe that? And the amount of damage and the amount of times I've seen myself in a bad situation, yeah, these are not to be taken lightly once again. So I'm going to quickly check my drops, make sure that there's nothing decent to pick up, and then I'm going to do this effigy, because I need to remember that there's no point holding on to effigies anymore. You have to use them pretty much straight away. I'm just going to use them in the harder skills, the skills where it's harder to get experience. So crafting agility, obviously the decision goes with agility. Only 15k experience though, so it's not that much. Construction or thieving, construction wins. I guess it's actually pretty tight between the two. I think I could give the edge to construction, given the fact that they could get sacred hammers and get quite a bit of more experience than you can do with thieving. But yeah, one involves money, the other one doesn't. So I'm going with the one that involves money, which is construction. Typically, I'm getting a random right in the middle of a video. So let's see, what does it want? Kill me a pheasant that has 3 tails. 3 tails. 2, 3. There we go. Probably the one that was furthest away from me. That could have possibly gone for. There's another. And let's see. So, and then also, just in case you're interested, I don't think I've mentioned this before. I probably have actually. But I'm using my lamps on Dungeoneering because it gets me the most experience. And that's kind of what it's about in part. I mean, it's certainly not about getting lots of experience in Slayer, that's for sure. So the only thing that I could really care about is just getting the most experience I can from lamps. So that's what I'll be spending my Dragonkin lamp on, and this as well. I am now having a look to see if there are any other decent things I can get from my random. I mean, I would actually forfeit a key half for the lamp, even though it's just 1,200 experience or whatever it would have been. But yeah, now I'm having a good look at the drops as well before I make that decision. What's the next decision, eh? Fishing or farming? It's going to be farming, obviously. Well, actually, no. Why would that be obvious? So farming can be quite good experience, I guess. So can fishing. Fishing can be pretty much 50k for me because I do rocktails. But yeah, if I'm going to be getting experience in one or the other, it's going to be fishing because it's far easier. So I'll choose farming. And there you go. That's the easiest decision I'm going to have to make today. Rune crafting for the final one. And yeah, so you might as well see how much experience I get from Dungeoneering. I mean, from Slayer, you would get see me. Does it say? There you go, 40k experience in Slayer, and that goes for all the rest of the skills except for Dungeoneering, 85k. So yeah, it's going on Dungeoneering. Anyway, I'm going to go back to killing these Jadinkos. It's probably going to be the only time I do this task, but I think I'll still make a Slayer guide just before I finish with it. But yeah, to be honest, the Slayer guide is going to be, if you don't have Soul Split, don't bother doing these, and do something a lower level. The ones underneath these, I think they're Jadinko guards or something like that. But yeah, that would probably be my advice on that task. But yeah, we'll see. It'll be fun to make a Slayer guide video because I haven't done that in quite a while.